What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to our weekly podcast. We are batting practice. I'm Josh. That's Jacob. Andrew is down there, as always. Boys, I'm excited for a great episode tonight. Can't wait to get into it. How are we feeling tonight? It was a nice day, sunny. It was like 70. It was perfect weather. Went for a walk, did some stuff outside. It was a
You
good
know,
day. I'm feeling good. How are we feeling tonight?
you're right. I couldn't find my Phillies hat in time, but I did just do the laundry, and on top was my Flyer shirt. I gotta represent. Wait, what am I representing? I don't know.
Sweet.
Philadelphia. I predicted in every game a Phillies player to hit a home run. I predicted Schwarber to hit a home run today. He didn't. I predicted Bohm to hit a home run the first game. He hit a home run the second game. And I predicted Trey Turner to homer the first game, and he did not. I thought
Wow.
Philly was going to come out swinging, and I was representing them. I wasn't actually representing them. I was definitely representing the Brewers. How about that? A sweep for your Milwaukee Brewers out in Philadelphia today. Of course, we're feeling good today. It's a good day to be alive as a Brewers fan.
Heck
Seven in a
yeah.
row.
Back-to-back sweeps.
Back-to-back
Boom.
sweeps against good teams.
Great teams.
Yeah.
Red Sox
The
kind of
the Red
suck.
Sox are confusing, but yeah, two should be good teams. The
But
Phillies are definitely a
that's
good
enough
team.
Homer talk already. That's enough Homer talk already.
Oh man.
What?
Never
So we
enough.
could
Never.
I'm not no no no. Just wait for it. Eventually next year probably. No, I shouldn't say probably, but jokingly, we'll have one podcast coming out Tuesdays. It'll be your so rare whatever fantasy baseball kind of stuff you want to get into. And then we're gonna have a Brewers podcast too. It's just gonna divulge into that. It's gonna become its own separate thing. But no, for now, we're good with the one, and we should probably just get right into it. But before we do, I guess what we're talking about today is we're going to be building the second best team that you can build out there. So what's that supposed to mean? The second best team? Basically, we can't use the best player at each position. We'll go through the scoring in a little bit, how their scores line up on Sorare, so on and so forth. But question for you guys, and I can start if you need me to. Since we're doing the second best team that you can build, what is your second favorite Major League Baseball team?
Oh,
Ooh.
that's a good question. Second favorite Major League Baseball team.
For me, probably the Minnesota Twins. I have to have some connection to that part of my life, but at the same time, I'm also digging the Sox. Shout out to Pope Leo. I liked him even Pope Leo was an OG fan even before I started liking the Sox, but I like the Sox fan too. It's a good way to hate on the Cubs. It's a special way. Sox fans understand if there's only one fan base besides the Brewers that I think understands the frustration with the Cubs that I respect, maybe Cardinals, but I respect them? Yeah. But I respect the Sox, so I think for me it's probably Sox then Twins. But yeah, Brewers number one by a mile.
Nash, what about
Thank you.
you?
Man, that's a tough one.
I'll go, and you can think about it for another
Okay.
second. I grew up watching the Brewers, as we all did. But there was a very specific time frame in my life where I got to go out to San Francisco and see the
Mm.
ballpark. There was no game going on, but I got to walk around, actually touch dirt on the warning track because it left a gate open. There's a story for you. But I've liked the Giants always since then. And then, like right after that year, I went in 2007, I believe. And then the Giants in 2010, and then, as we all know, a few years later, and then a few years later, won a couple of World Series. So that was cool to see. And then I met some friends in college who were also Giants fans. So we kind of just bonded over that, over the love of baseball. And I stayed up watching because in Wisconsin, we would watch the Brewers games. They would start at 6 p.m., 7 p.m. And then the Giants games would come on right after. So we'd have like a great 6 hours of baseball if we really, really wanted to. So I think my answer is the Giants.
I like it. Going down the same path, the
Shout out to the
first
White Sox though. Shout out to the White Sox.
shout out to the White Sox. And the first two that came to mind, same as you, Jacob, like stadiums that I've been to, and both I've seen a game at. The first one being the Tigers. Comerica is a really cool ballpark if you've never been. Shout out to Detroit. It's a really cool stadium, and the Tigers are doing really well as of recent, which is awesome to see because they have not been good recently. But so the Tigers was the first team that came to mind, and then the second team, another really cool stadium, very unique stadium, was the Toronto Blue Jays. Both AL teams, so it's a little bit easier to support them because the Brewers don't really compete against them. The only way we would is in the World Series, and we don't really make it to the World Series. It's kind of our thing. So those are the first two teams that came to mind. Both really cool stadiums, and both got to see a game. The Blue Jays beat the Red Sox, I believe, in the game that we went to, which is kind of funny because the Brewers just swept the Red Sox. So those are the first two that came to my mind.
So who's your second favorite team?
Oh man, I'm gonna say the Tigers because they're so much better than the Blue Jays right now. I'm hopping on the
Fair. Okay.
bandwagon.
He's on the bandwagon. Well, you know who plays for the Tigers? We've already discussed it, Tarek Skubal, but we will not be able to use Tarek Skubal. He's got to be up there. He might not be the number one. We'll
Zach
have to see.
Wheeler?
We'll have to see. Might be Zach Wheeler. Maybe we
I don't
will be
know,
able to use.
man.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But there you go.
Complete game
It's a
shutout,
question that I was thinking about for a bit, and
Rambler.
it's like it's so easy to pick your favorite team. It's where you're from or where your parents are from and who you grew up watching. But then it's like, how do you start rooting for other teams? Or are you just a hater?
Hmm.
Do you just
Rooting
hate
against.
all other teams? I don't know. Maybe there's people out there like that. Maybe
That'd
there's
be
people out
that'd be
there
kind of
like that.
wild. You got to be a
Hate all
special type of
teams.
hater to hate every other team.
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough.
Good. Oh, my second favorite team's the Dodgers, and I think my third favorite team is the Yankees. I mean, sure.
True.
We could go down that route if you wanted to. How about the second best team in baseball? It's it's the same thing as the question that I posed to you. It's very easy to figure out who your favorite team is. It's pretty easy on paper to look at who's scoring the most points in fantasy baseball in Sorare and be like, that's the best player at this position. But how about the second best? No one ever questions the second best. It's actually something cool that the NBA does is that they do three all NBA teams. They don't just do
Hmm.
like a team of MVPs, but they give you your second all NBA team as well. And then your third all NBA team as well. And that's kind of what we're doing here. We're doing our second all MLB team. We're going to see how much it costs you, see how much points they can put up. We're not going to buy it ourselves because it's still probably going to be a pretty expensive team, but we're hypothetically here going along with you have unlimited money. Of course, if you aren't signed up for Sorry yet, make sure to use our link in the comment section below for your fantasy team of your dreams. That's what we're talking about today. We're building the second best fantasy team of your dreams. So maybe it was like your daydream. We're building the team of your daydream, maybe not your night dream. But without further
Your
ado,
danger.
your day exactly,
I like
exactly.
it.
So
I like it.
you're picking up what I'm putting down here. Without further ado, we're going to use a different. We're not going to show it on screen necessarily because just how the way the sharing and the recording works. Or should we? Should we record? Should we use? Should we share a screen for the scouting center? Because it's something that no one I feel like utilizes in So Rare. Maybe, or at least I haven't until this episode. I haven't utilized it, and I'm realizing how helpful it can be when it comes to scoring, they're coming up against next game week. It lays it out on the line exactly what you can see. You can like click on their cards and see other stats and stuff like that. Um, yeah, let's.
Maybe share like the first one, the first position we go through.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that.
yeah.
That way people
Here.
get a feel for what it looks like and how to navigate it, and then we
So
can
that's a good idea. I'll
stop
share and then we
sharing.
won't. Yeah. So let's go ahead and pop on over to. Here we go. So here's home. Look at this. My lineups. Check that every single day. Market. check that whenever you want to, if you need some money. My cards, checking that, checking the vault more if you want to. But Scout, I skip over this tab all the time. I don't know if you guys do or not, but I don't use it that often. But here we go. We got what we're going to be using today is the season average score right here, not the L13 or the L15. Look at Pete Crow-Armstrong up there. We're going to be using the season average score. And we're not going to count Nick Gonzalez because he looks like he scored 17 points in one game and then got hurt.
Let's get him.
It's wild. Wild.
He's coming back June 4th. Let's go.
Oh, baby.
Okay, maybe
All right.
maybe we
Invest.
Pirates are back.
$3.30. Yeah. Hey,
Pirates are
good
back.
pickup there. Nick Gonzalez. Honestly, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. But season average, it's very obvious who's on top. We have Judge. We have Ohtani. They have a season average every single game. They are putting up 13 points. Judge and Ohtani. That's crazy. That means in 3-day game week, they're averaging 39 points. That's
Wild.
crazy. That's crazy. But we can't use them. Judge is the best outfielder. Ohtani's the best DH, so we can't use him in a flex spot or anything like that. But we could use, look who's right down below him. He's day-to-day, so we might not want to use him. Kyle Tucker. Or, right below him, Pete Crow-Armstrong. So that is the second best player available, for example, at the outfielder position there. Pitching, we can scroll on over here, see the same thing. Yep, it is Scooble up top. Hunter Brown.
Wow.
Oh,
Hunter Brown.
Hunter Brown.
he's
Dang.
been pitching great for my
We
team.
can also check by price too. Can also go Paul Skeens is the second most expensive pitcher, $21.
Wow.
Wow.
Dang.
Yamamoto.
Interesting.
But yeah, season average, we're gonna build the second best team. All right, let's do it. All right. So I guess do you want to start with pitching first? And
Yeah, I think we should
could build it like we're building a so rare team.
love that.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Yes.
Do you guys all have your scouting pages up?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Ready.
All right.
Ready? I'm scouting it up.
So, with that starting position pitcher, it looks like Hunter Brown is the second best pitcher in terms of score. And man, look at his scores. He's had a couple of bad starts. Like
Solid,
a couple.
but solid nonetheless, though.
There's a 7-pointer in there.
The rest are like above
But
30.
man,
I was
the
gonna say,
rest
I
are-
just see that
yeah.
7.
That's it. I think Hunter Brown, and he's only $10. I thought this was going to be harder, but I think Hunter Brown is just exactly who you go for here.
Do we like him more than Zach Wheeler, though?
I think we do
Hmm.
because his score is one above Zach Wheeler's. They're not tied.
Yeah, I
That
think
would qualify as the second best team.
when you're
What's the L15?
I mean
Lowest
27
without.
versus 27.
Yeah.
when you're comparing two players like Hunter Brown and Zach Wheeler, you can't really go wrong. The couple of things that I look at, and it's a little bit different now with in-season cards, but Hunter Brown's 26, Wheeler's 35. If you take anything into account in terms of like injury or potential like later in the season where they're just fatiguing faster. Same thing to look at would be like team. Phillies, probably playoff team, looking pretty darn good. Astros also looking pretty good so far this year. Probably not quite as good of a team as the Phillies, but both probably playoff teams at this point. So you can't really go wrong with either of those two players at this point.
Did you see the Phillies the past 3 days?
You're right.
I agree, but for the sake of the video, or for the sake of the podcast, I should say, let's go with Hunter Brown, just because he's like literally the second best in line here. But credit
So
to
far.
Zach Wheeler. Yeah.
And
So far.
importantly, though, you don't get those scores. You don't, all the past, it's hopefully going to look like that after we get him. Josh, just ask Josh about Tatis. You don't get the past scores. You get the scores after you buy the player. I think we see this more with people chasing L15s than season average is a little bit different because it has so many games built into it. But there are so many, this is so true and so rare. If a guy gets red hot, then people flock to them, and it's the worst timing in the world because you'll chase them at their best. And unfortunately, if the wave comes to a crash after you buy it, you're not only are you not going to get those great scores, probably the price is going to go down because everyone was chasing that. So I do want to caution. I agree in this case, but I don't think we should just look definitively at the second best score and say that's what we should use to pick the second best player.
Yeah, makes sense. Wheeler is a little bit more expensive, so if you wanted to go by price, we could go by price too.
I mean, Garrett Crochet too. I mean, shout out.
Yeah.
There's a girl that's knitting every time he pitches at home.
She's
Shout out to
crocheting.
her.
She's not knitting, she's crocheting.
Crocheting, yeah, yeah. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Oh man. All right. Well, there we
Yeah,
go.
well done.
Hunter Brown, yeah, but like Andrew said, obviously this is a team we're building as if we had unlimited money. I'll repeat that again. So, if you have unlimited money, absolutely go for it. Build this team, but do keep in mind people can flock to a player. Pitching, in my opinion, as long as they don't get hurt, will be more consistent than hitting. Hitters can go through slumps. Pitchers like Hunter Brown, Tarek Skubal, they've established themselves this season as great pitchers. Same with Zack Wheeler. Same with Zack Wheeler. He did not look that great in his last start against the Braves, and I will say, um, his other scores this season are mainly good. He's a couple less good starts than Hunter Brown does, but yeah, keep that in mind too. Keep that in mind for sure about like other players or other so rare players flocking towards a player and increasing their price just like that. But Hunter Brown locked in $10 too. That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
budget second best team.
All right. How about relief pitchers?
Oh, I see a name. I see a name right
Let
there.
me
It's a name we
switch on
know.
over to relief pitchers.
Mm,
Ooh.
Little still
yeah,
Homer bias.
yeah.
Used to wear this hat.
Pairs perfectly with Hunter Brown.
Exactly. I mean, we
Stacks,
talked about this
Andrew.
before. Yeah, when if you have an elite starting pitcher, they're probably going to put their team in a position for a save. And you compare that with the best reliever, one of the best relievers in the game, from a scorer perspective, from a scoring perspective. I think it's Josh Hader all day. Technically, Munoz, I think, or him and are tied with that average. So you could maybe make the argument that Josh is number one and we shouldn't pick him. But if we're going just based on how Sorare sorted this right now as of recording, I don't know, guys. Josh Hader looks pretty good.
As the second player, as the second best.
He's
He is
number
he
two on
is
my
under
screen.
Munoz. He is under Munoz, which is crazy. Munoz just gave up his first earned runs of the year a few days ago.
Wild, wild.
But if you look at the percentage played here, Andres Munoz has played in 40% of games over the last 15. Josh Hader's played in 47%. So Josh Hader
Oh,
got one more appearance than Munoz in the
That's a
past
great
15.
stat. That's a great
yeah,
that's a great
yeah.
closing stat.
Mhm. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I would say Munoz has been the best closer this year, especially looking at these so rare scores. Mariners, they're up there. I think they've 32 wins, 33 wins today, maybe. But yeah, I think that gives us room to go with Josh Hader, which is pretty sick. I
Go.
think that's a
Josh
good
Hader
backup.
closer.
Shout out.
There we go. And he is 941. Let me write this down here. Okay. Josh Hader, 941.
I think we
Okay.
could get this team for under 100. I
Oh
bet.
yeah. All right, 950 just to be conservative. Okay. Well, let's move on over to the corner infielder now. First base, third base, DH as well. And let's go first base, third base, DH.
I
And
like that we can select the different positions too, which
now
is
I
really
don't
cool.
think we should use DHs for the corner infielder spot. I think we can use it for the flex spot, but being able to put in Seiya Suzuki as a corner infielder doesn't feel right since he's a DH. Or
I don't
am
know,
I?
man. It's if it's on the card, it's on the card.
I think I think that's true. It is on the Sorare card.
The card is spoken.
That's true. I guess we never considered that sort of thing. Because if I go to here,
I mean, I think you play the best player that you can.
because I can play Lourdes Gurriel as a corner infielder, even though he's an outfielder and a DH.
Yeah.
Because the corner infielder spot can also have a DH spot in there. I am already.
Which is actually kind of
yes.
crazy. That is actually kind of crazy.
We're
If there is
saying-
one position,
Yeah.
like from a Sorare perspective, that does feel a little strange.
It does. But okay, how about this? Judge, I think we already said this, but Judge counts as the outfielder spot, but we can't also use him as a DH. How about that?
Correct. Yes, of
Okay.
course.
And then Ohtani also we can't use him
Correct.
as a DH. Yes.
Correct.
But Seiya Suzuki, who's been having a great season this year, is listed as a DH and an outfielder. We can put him in the corner infielder spot because of that DH designation. Should we do it? Is he the second best corner infielder that's not a corner infielder?
I mean,
do we
if you're
like him over
going
J-Ram?
if you're going solely based off of the scouting factor, then yes, he falls in that spot. He is not the second best corner infielder to buy. There's no way.
Ooh, okay. All right. Who are you liking,
I
Josh?
I think J-Ram is the choice here.
Oh,
I think
J-Ram?
J-Ram, I think J-Ram, I would be a little concerned about Seiya dropping off a little bit. He's had a great start to the season. It's hard to say it's the start of the season, but it's only June. There's a lot of baseball left to be played. Do you think he's going to keep up this consistency the entire season? Whereas someone like J-Ram, we've seen him do it season after season after season. We haven't seen that from Seiya before. So do you
the
think what
only
Seiya's doing right now is more of an outlier, or is it more what it's going to be?
They all have a 10-point season average.
for now.
Cal Raleigh also has a 10-point season average. Kyle Schwarber also
Rafi
has a 10-point.
Devers?
Like we could Devers, yeah, we could throw
There's a
Schwarber
lot of
in
good
there.
names. A lot of good names.
But they
I
all
was like,
have
Kyle
that
Schwarber.
average. Just
I would-
think, they all have this average. So that means Seiya's putting up the numbers, the same numbers that Freddie Freeman's putting up, that Jose Ramirez is putting up, that Rafael Devers is putting up. That's their season average.
Right, but the four players you compared him to have done that over the course of a season. We haven't seen Seiya do that. So you're making a big assumption he does it. He could.
I'm not saying he'll do it. I'm just saying congrats to him for doing it. I'm
I
not
will-
saying he'll continue to do it. I don't want. He's a Cub. I don't want him to continue to do it.
I will
But
say too.
it's you got to give him credit for what he's done so far.
Sure,
Say-
I agree.
Yeah. Seiya is $15. Freddie is up there. He's $16. Then J Ram is 35. Rafi's 22. Cal Riley's 12. Schwarber's 26. So you get a little bit of a drop off in price with Raleigh because he is a catcher. Kind of crazy because he's been scoring so well. But with Seiya, he is one of the cheaper options. So if you're willing to take a little more of a risk and in potentially that he's going to revert back to the mean a little bit, but save a little bit of money on him if you're going more like the budget route. Say is a great choice. He's been doing it for a couple months now, so there's nothing indicating he's going to drop off. It's just the fact that we haven't seen it from him before. So if you want probably a little bit more safer option, probably a higher floor, Jose Ramirez would be my choice here, but he's 2.5 times more expensive than Seiya is. So is he worth that price tag? Maybe.
I would say so. I
think so.
like Jose Ramirez as an answer. I think with unlimited money, J-Ram out of these four picks, I would rather have Freddie or Jose Ramirez than Seiya for sure. I would put out of these four, how would you rank these four players this year? Rafael Devers, Jose Ramirez, Freddie Freeman, and Seiya Suzuki. You would probably put Rafael Devers, Jose Ramirez, Freddie Freeman above Seiya Suzuki just because of bias, right?
Namesake, yeah.
But
Literally namesake.
they've put up the same amount of fantasies, or at least they've put up similar fantasy baseball scores the entire year. All four of them.
Right.
Jose Ramirez and Seiya Suzuki. How about that?
And Cal Raleigh. That's a crazier
Yeah,
name.
Cal Raleigh.
yeah.
Honestly, Cal Raleigh, maybe I'm putting disrespect on his name, but I did not see that one coming.
Big dumper.
Big
He's playing the
dumper.
Orioles next week too. He's probably gonna hit another couple home runs. And
Absolutely.
guess what? He homered today. And guess what? Our home run draft starts today.
Hey.
Ooh, we got to get an update. We got to get an
Cal
update at
Raleigh's
the end of
already
this
got
episode.
one. Cal
Ooh,
Raleigh's already got one. But yeah, for the sake of the video, I've got Jose Ramirez written down here. Let's move on to the middle infielder. Second
I was
base,
like,
third base, or sorry, second base, shortstop, catcher.
we might be saying Cal Raleigh's name right here too. Like I think compared to corner infielders, that's a tougher group. But I'd be curious as we look at this list.
Raleigh's on top, man.
I was gonna say, well, maybe he's the best, but
He's the
I don't.
one.
I wouldn't say he's the best.
He's the one. He's the only one with a season average of 10 points for your middle
Okay.
infielder spot.
I'll bring this up now because I think it's important. It's a good scouting technique. Andrew, this is definitely one of your scouting techniques, so I'm nabbing it from you a little bit.
Do it.
I think you've talked about it on the podcast before too, but one indicator of what you can expect, not expect, but what you can look out for in a player is scrolling back and looking at the game weeks and seeing what is the top, what is their
Hmm.
number one performance, and that is their ceiling. You look at Kyle Raleigh, I mean, his ceiling is very high. He put up 73 points this game week. 73
Crazy.
points. That's insane.
That's insane.
That's extremely high. So I think that's a really great scouting technique is to look at what is the player's ceiling, how high can they actually score for me? And that's a good way to kind of go off of if they're hitting the top of the top, what does that look like in terms of a score?
Because there are so many, and I'll add to that. Like there are so many guys that single, double every game, but they just don't have that home run power. Like I think back to like Luis Arias is like the perfect player, has a hits for average, always going to be up there for batting, but just doesn't score great, or he's not going to have those. Like Cal Raleigh, if you have Cal Raleigh in your lineup this weekend, you probably won Essence. You probably might even have won a card, but a guy that just gets 10 consistently, unfortunately it's not going to be the guy that puts you in a podium position. But yeah, love that idea. Because I'm looking at Bobby Witt right now, for example, and yeah, he does homer occasionally, but he doesn't have those peaks that Cal Raleigh does.
No, he doesn't. Cal Raleigh's number one, which means we
So
can pick
we
Bobby
can't
Witt.
pick him.
We can't pick Cal
We
Raleigh.
can't pick Big Dumper.
Can't pick Big Dumper, but we can pick Bobby Witt, which is crazy. Building the
But
second best team.
I mean, guys, Ellie, do we want Ellie De La Cruz?
Ellie
So
has
good.
had one of the worst starts to the season versus what I thought he was going to start off the season.
His last 3 game weeks though,
Yeah, he's
Let's
picked
see.
it up a little
Ellie
bit.
De
he's picking
La
it up, man.
Cruz
He's packing it up.
is this year is batting 252. And I said that he was going to smash that and bat like 280 this year.
He
Nope.
still can. He still can.
Nope.
There's
I
so
was so
much
wrong
baseball
about
left.
that. I was so wrong. I
There's
was so
so
wrong.
much baseball left. There's so much baseball left.
Do you
If he
think he's
gets
gonna
hot, if he gets
get
hot,
up to hitting 280?
Absolutely.
All
Yes,
right.
there's so much baseball left.
He's on pace to break a strikeout record I was reading the other day. So
there you go.
if he plays to be like 36 or 37 or something like that, he's gonna lead the all-time Major League Baseball in strikeouts.
That'd be awesome. That'd be a wild, wild statistic to have under your name.
Yeah, there's a lot. I'm seeing lots of
Well,
-4 games for him. But guys, I mean, he
there's
has. We talk about the ceiling. He can hit home runs and like huge RBI opportunity for him too. And if the Reds get hot, he's going to be part of that.
It's true.
I
He does
I
have
don't know.
11 home runs this year. Bobby Witt. What about Bobby Witt? That's crazy that I don't know. I really wish Ellie he has 11 home runs. Bobby Witt has 6 home runs this year, is batting 284. Not the craziest start for Bobby Witt. He's gonna steal a bunch of bases. He's gonna get you a lot of Sorare points in that regard. And that's probably where a lot of his average is coming from too, because
Yep.
he has not hit that many home runs so far this year, and he's only batting 284. Wait, I shouldn't say it. That's good. That's good in this league in 2025. But
The middle infielder position's hard.
It's
It's probably the worst position on Sorare
it
in
is.
terms of production. You're just not seeing guys put up 10 to 13 point averages. Ellie is the most expensive middle infielder. Second is Frankie Lindor.
I was
Third
going
is
to ask
Bobby
about
Witt.
him. What do we think about Lindor?
He's been again, like his ceiling is so high. Like this game week against the Rockies, he put up 65. That's probably his ceiling, which is really good for the middle infielder position, but he has not been doing all that great this year. He's been kind of average
Is he
for
old?
his standard.
Is
For
he
his
old?
standard. He's 31.
he's 31.
31.
Yeah, but everyone
What
ages differently.
what
I
about Gunner? What
I
about
think
Mookie Betts?
Lindor's been playing great. He's just not putting up as much score as these other players are, and so rare.
Yeah.
I think Lindor's been playing great. A lot of
Guys,
that
I
came in this past game week.
yeah. I think I think my pick would be Ketel Marte.
You think after
Really?
all that?
I think it
I
would be.
have him in my Sora team, and he's been great.
He
He's been great since he came back from the
he's
DL.
been
He
hurt.
started off the
Yeah.
DL, started off the year on the DL,
Yeah.
but has been
He
very, very good since coming back.
again, like I'm trying to take multiple factors into account. I know we're just trying to pick like the second best player. Um he's cheaper than the other players that we've mentioned. He's coming off an injury. So he's been doing really well since then. The Diamondbacks aren't very good. That's the one kind of
They can get
downfall.
hot. They
They
can
can
get
get
hot.
hot. They can get hot. They
It'll get hot in Arizona.
probably lost Corbin Burns for the season today, so hard to say. But
Bats can get
I'd
hot.
I'd be happy with Marte or probably Bobby Witt would be my top two. I'd be
Wait,
okay
so
with
do we
either of
say
those.
Raleigh's number one then? So we can't pick
Yes,
Raleigh? Oh, well, and
his
Ellie.
season average
Ellie.
is 10, and
No,
everyone else's is 9 under.
I'd
Like we
rather have
literally
Ellie.
can't.
I'd rather have Ellie than honestly anyone.
oh,
Really,
Yeah, of
I
course.
mean they're all tied with 9 average.
they
So
are all tied with 9 average.
But the one knock I will say on Ellie is he is the most expensive. But I think for me, it's justified. Like
Okay,
he
okay.
deserves to be that.
So right now, June 1st, we're talking fantasy baseball here. You have unlimited money, you have unlimited picks, not just so rare, whatever you're playing. You can choose between Ellie De La Cruz or Bobby Witt Jr. Who are you
Ooh,
picking?
Ellie. Easy.
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 no shot.
Easy. Bobby's quicker, Ellie's quick. Ellie will hit more home runs, Bobby will hit for better average, Bobby will strike out way less. They're both great. Who are you picking? Nash, who are you picking?
Bobby for sure.
Bobby.
Yeah.
All right.
Bobby or Ketel Marte. Rest of the season.
I think I'm picking Bobby Witt there. I think Bobby Witt's my pick.
That's tough.
I think Bobby Witt's had a slower-ish start to his season, and he will come back into form. The Royals have been okay. They've been pretty all right, but nothing too crazy. They were my pick to win the World Series, and if they're gonna win the World Series, I need Bobby Witt to pick it up. So Bobby's my pick.
All right.
Josh?
I
You didn't
think it's
say.
got
He
I
said
think it's
Bobby.
I said Bobby. I think it's gotta be
But Bobby
Bobby.
or Ketel Marte.
Oh man.
Because that's
I
how we're gonna pick. It's up to you.
But if I say Ketel Marte, then we each picked a different player.
I no, but I'd rather have Bobby than Ketel Marte.
Okay,
Okay.
I will say if we're going off of the argument that we went off of for our last pick, we've seen Ketel Marte do it. He has arguably been the best middle infielder in baseball,
It's true.
hitting wise, over the last what couple of seasons,
I have his
wouldn't you
solar
say?
card, yeah. 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 He's been great. He was
And
great last year.
Bobby's been pretty darn good too. But we've seen periods of time where Bobby is slumping. I mean, that's baseball, right?
Bobby was MVP too last year.
I know. Yeah. So he's proven it over the course. They've both proven it over the course of the season. I think Ketel's proven it slightly more, but again, you can't really go wrong. I think it's Bobby though. I think it's got to be Bobby.
Who finishes with a higher Sorare season average, Bobby or Cal Raleigh?
Hmm.
Ooh. I think they tie. I think Bobby catches him and they tie. I don't think Cal stops, but I think Bobby picks it up.
Okay. Like a 9, 10?
10.
Okay. So they each get to 10.
10.
Okay.
Bobby's going to step it up one and Cal's going to remain the same.
I don't think Cal can sustain a 10. I'm sorry. He's
I
going to
think
go
he's going
down
to
to like
keep
an
hitting home.
8.
I think he's going to keep hitting home runs.
Maybe.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna throw some real stats at you.
All
Some
right.
All
real
right.
baseball stats.
All right. Here we go. Stats nerd.
Ellie has 1.4 WAR this year. Bobby is 2.7. Cal has 3.3. Ellie's OPS plus is 104. Bobby's was one. It's loading. 129. Cal's is 193.
Wow.
Wow. 3.3 WAR already this season. Again, that's taking some defense into account. I think catchers rack up a little bit of defensive WAR, right?
Hmm. If you're
So
good,
no, it's taking that into account a little bit, but it's not taking into account. I think shortstops actually rack up more defensive WAR
they
than
do.
catchers do.
Yep.
So I don't know, man. I think Cal's going to do it. I think he ends as the best middle infielder option by the end of the year.
I would maybe say maybe from a WAR perspective, but from a SOAR perspective, Ellie, because the defense that doesn't count.
You're right. I bet they tie with 9 average. Season
Okay.
average of 9.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So
We'll see.
are we saying Bobby then here?
Sure.
All right. So Bobby Witt is coming in and he costs $28.
But if you're on a
Jeez,
budget,
big
I do
spender
like Josh's shout of Ketel Marte. That's a great
for
shout
sure.
if you're on a budget.
All right. Outfielders.
Ooh.
A lot of options.
Oh man, do we have to? I mean, there's 2 guys at 11. There's one guy at 13. We all know who that is. There's 2 guys at 11. Nobody else is at 11.
There's one guy at 11, but I don't think it's close.
Ooh.
There's 2 guys at 11, but I don't think it's close either.
Ooh. Okay.
Ooh. It's Kyle Tucker.
We're looking at the same 11s, right?
It's Kyle
Yeah.
Tucker, right?
There's two Cubbies. Two
Kyle,
Cubbies. They
Kyle
play at
Tucker.
Wrigley.
Ian Happ?
No. I think assuming that this finger issue, according to Sorare, is not serious with Kyle Tucker, assuming his health is good, Kyle Tucker. He's playing for
Kyle
his
Tucker.
contract. He's got everything to now. If you want somebody for the next decade, maybe you could make the argument PCA over the next 10 years. But again,
Sure.
he's got to prove it for me still. This is his breakout year, and he certainly is making the case for a breakout. But Kyle Tucker is an MVP. Still could be MVP.
Yeah, I think PCA's season so far has been this crazy anomaly, and for his sake, I hope he keeps it up. But Kyle Tucker has proven it over years and years with the Astros and has continued to do what he does on the Cubs. And like you said, as long as this weird finger issue that says is going to take a couple of days to heal isn't serious, I think we choose Kyle Tucker over PCA here. Unfortunately, because it would be fun to throw Pete Crow-Armstrong into the second MLB team.
That'd be pretty
But
awesome.
if we're talking just National League, it's PCA. But unfortunately, Aaron Judge is on top of everyone, so which means we go down to Kyle Tucker. That was very easy,
Easy.
outfielder.
There we
Yeah.
go.
The
And
X-rays
Kyle
came
Tucker
back
costs
negative.
X-rays came back negative. Love to
Okay.
hear that. It's
So it's just a
$29
jammed
for Kyle
finger.
Tucker.
Okay.
I will say Pete I again, Pete Crow has some power, but he definitely racks up points through steals, doubles, triples, scoring runs,
Oh yeah.
RBIs, all of that. Kyle Tucker definitely has a little bit higher ceiling just because of the home run power, right? We
PCA's
could see
proven
Absolutely.
himself to hit home runs this year though. That was crazy.
PCA's
You can.
highest game week this year was against the White Sox. So take that for what it's worth. He put up 78, 77, sorry, 77. I want to say
As it
Kyle
should be. Your
Tucker's
highest game week should be against the White
Kyle
Sox,
Tucker's
against the Rockies.
Rockies, yeah.
Kyle Tucker's was against the A's, the Sacramento A's, and he put up 85. So pretty close.
It's pretty
A couple more
close.
points, but
All right.
Kyle Tucker. It's got to
Kyle
be.
Tucker. Well, now it
All
gets
right,
a little
boom.
interesting because now we can just
Just hit her.
choose anybody, but we
I
can't
mean,
use
do we?
Judge. Can't use
Can we?
Ohtani.
Can
Can't
we
use
not?
Kyle Tucker.
Okay,
Do
so
we throw PCA in here right now? Do
can
we just say,
okay.
hey, we actually do want you in the team. We're actually going to draft you. We just took you as second pick.
Quick stipulation. Can we use any of the like? Could we use Carroll here or not? Because he's number
No,
one at. Okay.
no.
Hmm.
Okay. Even though he's
I
second in
think number
DH
one at their
or
position, no
third.
matter what, can't automatically
Okay.
exclude you from any position.
Okay. Gotcha. So this is just any hitter.
Yes.
In taking off those filters, for me, there's a group of 3 players I'm looking at that one is 11, that's PCA. 2 are at 10 with Corbin Carroll and O'Neill Cruz. I kind of, for me, they feel like they're in the same tier potentially, but for me, I do lean towards Corbin Carroll or maybe O'Neill Cruz, but for me, Corbin Carroll's maybe in a little bit at the top of that list for me, since he has proven it a little bit. He's still 24 years old, super young, but I don't know. O'Neill Cruz and PCA are also really fun too.
I think you nailed it. I think my next two picks, Corbin Carroll, I mean, I don't think you can make the argument that he's proven it more than Pete Crow-Armstrong has. Corbin Carroll's had one more year, but his second year was a slump. His second year
True.
last year was
It's
not
true.
that great. First year
It's
rookie of
true.
the year, obviously fantastic. But he's back this year. PCA was okay last year. Nothing crazy, nothing to write home about, but he's stepped up so crazy this year. And I think I would choose those two over Cruz. Even though that pains me to say, because out of those three, the only one whose card that I have and that I won this year was O'Neill Cruz.
He's good though. He's good, man.
He's good.
Josh, do you like these guys?
The one thing that scares me a lot, I like the choices. I like the choices a lot. O'Neill Cruz scares me because of his strikeouts. It's been a problem since he's been up in the majors. He is currently third in the MLB with 73 strikeouts this year. Which is scary
Wow.
because that's the only way outside of getting caught stealing, which he's not really getting caught stealing because he's so dang fast, um, is to get minus points. And he's racking up the minus points. 73 strikeouts this year, only behind shock, very shocking, Riley Green, 76
Wow.
strikeouts, and Michael Toglia with 81
Oh
strikeouts.
my God.
Yikes, he's on the right team though. Shout out Trevor Story and Ellie sitting at fifth with 72. So
Yep.
one behind. So that's the one thing, the one drawback with O'Neill Cruz. He hits the ball really hard when he hits it, but he strikes out a lot. And that's been a problem for a couple years now. And that's how we're gonna rack up minuses. So high ceiling, very low floor though with him. So I'd probably take Pete Crow and Corbin Carroll.
I think that's my pick too. Throw O'Neill
I
Cruz on the bench. He's our
yeah,
He'd be a
substitute.
great backup.
he's a great reserve. He
I have to,
is 10 or $20 cheaper
He
than
is
either of those
$20 cheaper.
options.
yeah.
So, like, again, if this is a non unlimited money
Yeah,
podcast, O'Neill Cruz for sure.
it's great value. He's a great value.
Guys, the ninth most strikeouts in the league is Cal Raleigh, 69.
Yeah.
And just behind that, Corbin Carroll was 66.
Hmm.
Ohtani also is 66. What are we doing, guys? Stop striking out. Put the
They don't
ball in
need
play.
to. They don't need to.
They don't need
Only
to. They just hit strike out or home run, baby. It's all you need.
Right. It's guys that are looking to hit. I don't know. They don't need walks. They look to hit. They're ready
Where's
to hit.
Jacob? Where's Jacob Wilson on this list?
on the bottom. He's got to be on the bottom. All right. So there we have it. That's the
Boom.
team. That's 7 players right there. We got Hunter
Yeah.
Brown and the starting pitcher. Josh Hader coming in for a close. Jose Ramirez on the corner. Bobby Witt in the middle. It's a pretty sick infield right there.
That's a
Kyle
great
Tucker
infield.
chilling in the outfield. And then Pete Crow-Armstrong and Corbin Carroll, also two outfielders, are chilling in our flex and utility spots. How much do you think this team costs in total? I have it right in front of me. These 7 players, how much do you think they cost?
Go 150.
$150.
115.
Oh,
It's a little more than you think. It's a $176 team
Oh,
Wow. Big
whoa,
spenders
okay,
over
with,
here.
okay.
believe it or not, your top three players being Jose Ramirez, but then the
Yep,
last two players we picked,
yep.
Wow.
Crow-Armstrong and Corbin Carroll, the youngins.
Wow,
Pete
yep.
Crow. Rookie card.
Guarantee you could have got a Pete Crow-Armstrong for less than $34 to start the year off.
Yep.
Wow.
I wonder. I wonder. Now, should you find Jacob Wilson or no?
I'm still scrolling. I did not figure out how to filter by games. So I'm only on 2 strikeouts. I want to say he's more than 2 strikeouts. Let me
Okay.
just, I'll get back to you on that.
Okay. Here we go. 2 months ago, Pete Crow-Armstrong sold to Fabian IZT for $4.85.
Wow,
Dang.
that's a breakout. Hey, scouting pays off. That proves it. If you knew that ahead of time, you'd be a very you could have flipped a lot of people.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Well,
Pickle?
before we get into the pickle, we're so back for
Oh, wait.
another history lesson here
Ooh,
Ooh.
on June 1st. In fact, it is today this week. On June 1st, we are talking about not a major leaguer, but a minor leaguer here throwing a perfect game. So, how about this? Have you ever heard of this? A pitcher named Ohka. Sound familiar?
can't say. Maybe.
Ohka, he used to play for the Brewers, believe it or not.
Wow.
He was playing. So, this is, sorry, I did not introduce the date perfectly. So, this is June 1st, 2000. This is 25 years ago. He was with Pawtucket, a AAA team, and he was coming up against your Charlotte Knights. Not only did Ohka pitch a shutout, but managed to go, or I should say that again. Not only did Ohka pitch a shutout, but managed to face the minimum. 27 batters faced, 27 batters retired, no hits, no walks, no errors, no hit by pitches, a perfect game in AAA. And you're like, okay, so that's pretty sweet. Perfect games don't happen that often. There's only been like 20 thrown in the major leagues ever, less than 20 thrown in the major leagues ever. Why is this one cool? Well, Tomokazu, again, AAA, say what you will about it, but for Pawtucket here, the Pawtucket Red Sox, by the way, uh, through this complete game in 76 total pitches.
Wow.
He faced 27 batters and threw 76 total pitches. Do you know what 27 times 3 is? That's 71.
Wow.
He faced just over 3 pitches per batter and threw a
Jeez.
perfect game.
Wow. Efficient.
I couldn't
Probably not
find
too many
any I
strikeouts.
couldn't find any other game like this.
That's wild.
So not only did he throw the Maddox, the shutout under 100 pitches, but he did it without giving up any base runners, threw a perfect game, did it in 76 pitches. Ohka, like I said, he would go on to play for the Brewers. He also played for the Expos, which turned into the Nationals, but didn't have as an illustrious major league career as he did in the minor leagues. And this was really a highlight of his career. So how about that? A perfect game with 76 pitches.
That's awesome.
Like 3.2 pitches per batter.
Wow.
Crazy.
You can get his rookie card.
Tomokazu,
Look at that.
Amazing.
Japanese legend.
2002.
Japanese legend.
Oh, his auto, $14. His autograph,
Wow.
Bowman Chrome.
Fun fact, he's a right-handed pitcher and is a switch hitter.
That's sick.
Wow.
This is a sick card, boys. Might have to use this for the thumbnail. This is a cool
Tomokazu.
card.
Are you sharing your screen?
No. I'll send it to you guys. But
Okay.
well,
All right, Nash, send me this pickle.
I found Jacob Wilson finally. He's in 206 but he has the least amount of strikeouts per the amount of at-bats he has. He has 14 strikeouts in 224 at-bats. He's striking out 6% of the time. Another name on the list that had a high amount of at-bats, not as many, 131 at-bats, Caleb Durbin only has 12
Mm.
strikeouts in 121
It's
at-bats. Shout out
crazy
the
because he's
Brewers.
only batting like 220, whereas
He's
Jacob
batting
Wilson's batting like
221.
340.
Jacob Wilson is batting 357.
Holy rookie of the year. That's my rookie of the year. My Jacob, my
357.
namesake.
Wow. Imagine the two rookies of the year. AL is Jacob Wilson and NL is Chad Patrick.
Chad
You heard it
Patrick.
here first. Speaking of Chad Patrick,
We talked about so many players today. We can't guess Chad Patrick.
No.
we did talk about a
Cal
lot of
Raleigh?
players. Big Dumper.
Kyle Raleigh. That's a good shout. He's a
Number
switch
one.
hitter. He's a switch hitter, which kind of sucks. Yeah.
Mm,
It's all right.
All right.
US,
probably righty.
Probably a righty.
Yeah.
probably.
Actually, shouldn't say that. It could totally be a lefty righty. Not a catcher, but from the USA, either much younger, much older.
It's
It
just Mookie
can't be
Betts.
Jacob Wilson. It could be Mookie Betts.
Do it. Send it.
Oh, hey, he's righty though.
Okay. A little bit older.
And it's AL East or AL Central. And it's probably a starting pitcher, isn't it?
Oh,
It's
how
Or
about
Corbin
Buxton?
a
Burns.
little bit older?
Byron Buxton?
Buxton's a good
Yeah, I
shout.
like that. I like that. Wow, age is spot on. It
Nope,
is the
but
AL
it is the
Central.
Central
Okay. So he's
White
33.
Sox. Could it be?
Ooh.
I mean, like Andrew Vaughn's in the minor leagues now.
Oh.
Could it be like Miguel Vargas is too young?
Yeah. We need a 33-year-old. That could be a pitcher. That could be a pitcher.
What about like
Twins? Another twin?
It
Or
can't be a twin. It
Guardians?
can't be a
Tiger?
twin.
Oh, yeah.
Could be
Guardians,
A Guardian?
Tigers? Oh, dude, it's Jack Flaherty.
All
could be
right.
Jack Flaherty.
Ooh.
I think he's a little bit younger is the problem.
That's all right. Well, we can get starting pitcher out of the way. And a Tiger.
Not the Tigers. It is a
It
starting
is a
pitcher.
Starting pitcher.
starter. Okay.
Okay. White
All
Sox.
right.
White Sox,
How about
Guardians, or
Seth
Royals.
Lugo?
Ooh, good one.
Ooh, a little older. Oh, it is the
Oh,
Royals.
for the Royals. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay. Royals, we got this. This is easy. This
Royals
is easy.
starter. They got a good rotation.
It's not Cole Ragans. It's not Seth Lugo.
It's not Cole Ragans, he's a
Uh,
lefty. It's not Seth Lugo. It's not could it be
Bubic?
Bubic? Bubic is the one
Bubic?
who's been pitching fantastically this year.
How old is Bubic?
He's a
Nope,
lefty,
too
that's
young.
right. He's a lefty.
Yeah, he's too young too.
And then there's Michael Waka.
He's old enough.
And then there's
Could be.
Michael Lorenzen. And that's all I got for you.
Waka's
It's
got to
Waka.
be old enough.
It's Waka.
Yeah, it's Waka.
Waka. It's
Waka Flock Flame.
Wow,
Oh,
Michael Waka.
State of Missouri legend, Michael Waka.
Former Cardinal, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
State of
Yep.
Missouri legend.
Yeah, true. Wow.
Although he
there
could
you
be
have it.
Kansas. He could be in Kansas though.
Ooh.
Wait, do the Royals play in Missouri or Kansas?
The Royals?
Yeah.
Play in Missouri.
Do
There's
they?
two teams in Missouri.
Kauffman Stadium is located in Royal Way, Kansas City, Missouri, 64129. Capacity.
Okay, there we go.
It's Missouri.
That's a fun
Fun
fact
facts.
for people who like don't follow baseball. Like, there's two professional baseball teams in the state of Missouri.
That's
There we
crazy.
go.
Used to be two NFL teams.
True. Sounds
Also
kind of
true.
wild when you think about it.
Any NFL or any NBA teams?
Nope.
No. No basketball teams. No basketball teams.
Basketball.
Crazy.
No hoops.
NBA hates
No
Missouri.
hoops. You heard
Baseball
it here
hates
first.
Maybe Missouri hates the NBA.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
Could be.
True. Goes both ways.
It does. It's a mutual relationship, a mutual hatred. All right. Well, there you have it. Let us know what your second best team would be. Do we make the right choices? Do we pick the right players? Or would you pick somebody else? Let us know in the comments. Also, leave a rating wherever you're listening to our podcast. Go check out the socials. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel. And until next week, you just attended batting practice. Now you're ready to get in the game. Peace.
Peace.